Back in 2012, September the 2nd, I was feeling bummed out and anxious. So a lady friend of mine gave me some advice. So I recorded it, figured it was good advice to share with others about dealing with anxiety when you feel stressed out, intrusive thoughts, whatever, bummed out. It's very inspiring and uplifting. So here it is.
Like, I remember you saying you used to do models, right? Well, maybe you might want to consider taking up doing models again. So when you have days where you can't rely on the outside world to occupy your mind and have fun, maybe you can find a kit that speaks to you, and you can have fun working on a model. Maybe a model of the Azanov, or whatever it's called. The one that carries the shuttle? Well, I gave you a little basket at Christmas, and in that basket there was little plane things that you could put together and fly and have fun playing with, things like that. Well, I don't think it's too old to relearn how to play and to have a hobby at an adult level, right? I mean, you probably could look at these bizarre planes and come up with your own plan. I mean, maybe you just want to be a drafting engineer, take that pad of paper in front of you and a ruler, and start drawing your own plan. I mean, that would be fun. You don't even have to build the model. You can just, engineer the plan. The joy is in the designing, not necessarily actually turning it into the plane itself. If you really wanted to, you could be the engineer of your own bizarre plane. Well, if you look at the great masters, if you look at the great masters like Da Vinci, they have so many plans on paper they have drawn, and this is in museums, that they simply planned and they never physically created them. And these people were masters and geniuses. Very few drawings actually made by geniuses actually are created in the physical realm of models or life-size things. That they just go through drawings, and that's their beautiful creationism. You're designed to be a creative being. If you do not create something, you will become ill. Some people create a family and children. Some people create engineering stuff. Some people create paintings. And some people create models. Some could create plans. Some people create videos and movies. There's speech creation. I'm a writer. My creation is in words. And I don't necessarily even have to write them down. I just speak them. It's okay to just create words into the air and never even write them down. I enjoy doing that. I'm going to explain something to you. I received a gift. It was Métis, and she was dressed up in her little outfit, in her little beaded shoes and bracelets. And afterwards, when everybody was packing up, and she was putting her dress in its special place and stuff, I walked up to her and I said, I was trying to see your bracelets when you were dancing, because they were different than any bracelets I'd seen, and I wanted to know about them because I am fascinated by jewelry. And she told me the story about them. She had created them on the way up from Maple Ridge where she lives, so she could dance and teach dancing. And she said, you see this one bead, it's a mistake. All the other beads were, say, pink, and this one other bead was a different color. It was a mistake. And she said, whenever you create anything, whether it be a bracelet or beading on a moccasin, you always put a bead in that's a mistake. And the point of this is to keep us humble. Bead is called, to the Métis, a spirit bead. Your thoughts are telling you that a human being should never need reassurance, never need help, never need anything. They should be the perfection. And if you knew Master Moy, you would know he was called Mr. Moy. And he did not call him a master. Somebody else called him a master. A master isn't a title you give to yourself. A master is something somebody else calls you. And so we're thinking that we're supposed to be the master when we're not. And so when you make your plan for your plane, there should be, or your drawing, or whatever, there will be mistakes in there. And that's part of being human. And if there isn't, maybe you can make a little zag in one of your straight lines to remind yourself. Well, it's really uplifting to me to find out there are people in this world who are living the teachings and living the wisdom and living the knowledge that people haven't even discovered yet, or that it's written down in some book that they did discover it, and yet these people are doing it and being guided to do that just by being themselves. You're doing something that now is scientifically being proven. Maybe the key right now is to go for a walk. I'm going to address that fear of forgetting. You have forgotten more than you have ever learned, and you will always forget more than you have ever learned. And if you should forget something, it's not as important as you think, because you will have more life experiences and more things to remember. I am telling you that you would have just as much joy with or without those memories. You're thinking you need the memories for the joy and the peace and the happiness. You have joy and peace and happiness just being. You have at times throughout your life experienced the joy, the peace, and happiness. You've experienced this. That has nothing to do with any memories. You've just felt this in the moment. There's no reason for me to feel happy. I just feel happy. There's no reason for me to be filled with full of joy. And the memories may bring forth who you are. I may remember smelling a rose, and it may bring forth the joy and the happiness, but it's only bringing forth something that's there with even out the memory of the rose. A desire for excitement, the excitement of your own companionship. The excitement.
Back in 2012, September the 2nd, I was feeling bummed out and anxious, so a lady friend of mine gave me some advice. So I recorded it, figured it was good advice to share with others about dealing with anxiety. Back in 2012, September the 2nd, I was feeling bummed out and anxious, so a lady friend